Imagine waking up one morning, swirling your tea, and discovering a secret clause hidden inside one of the most important legal documents in the realm, the late Queen's last will and testament. That's exactly what happened when King Charles III uncovered a startling condition tied to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's inheritance. According to this supposed clause, they must reconcile with the Prince and Princess of Wales before receiving their full share. But here's the twist. Charles has refused to enforce it. Why? Because he says family can't be held hostage for money. Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. Yes, you read that right. This isn't just another headline. It's a dramatic blend of palace intrigue, emotional stakes, and one bald truth most of us can relate to. Money can't mend a broken family. But before you scroll away thinking, oh great, another royal rumor, stick with me. By the end of this story, you'll see why this matters not just for monarchs, but for your own relationships and the choices we all make when love and legacy collide. You might be wondering, is this real? Well, let's roll with the scenario as it's currently circulating because the idea itself reveals something fascinating about family, forgiveness, and legacy. So what was in this mysterious clause? According to the buzz, Small Blue Diamond Queen Elizabeth II allegedly inserted a clause into her will that stipulated Harry and Meghan could not receive their full inheritance unless they reconciled with Prince William and King Charles. Small Blue Diamond, the condition wasn't about money, it was emotional, aimed at healing rifts, not rewarding discord. Small Blue Diamond, but here's the kicker. King Charles refused to enforce it, saying, "I will not force my sons together under threat of inheritance." Boom. Cue the royal fireworks. This brings up a question most of us never think about. What would you be willing to sacrifice to heal a broken relationship? Keep that thought simmering. We're going to revisit it. Crown why this clause would have been a game changer. Let's hit pause and imagine the impact if this clause were real. Small Blue Diamond, a royal ultimatum. Typically, wills are about possessions, palaces, jewels, money. But an emotional condition? That's almost unheard of at this level. It's like the Queen was saying, blood matters more than wealth. If true, this clause turned a legal document into a deeply personal plea, a final attempt to bring unity in a fractured family. Small Blue Diamond, the palace buzz. Whispers like this do more than create headlines. They reveal values. Ask yourself, Pushpin, do you think making reconciliation mandatory for inheritance is fair? Pushpin, or is it manipulative? Even if the intention is heartfelt? There's no easy answer. But the fact that King Charles reportedly rejected the clause speaks volumes. And if you're curious how Charles reacted, the next section might just give you chills. Broken Heart, King Charles's emotional stand. Family over fortune. When King Charles supposedly discovered the clause, something unexpected happened. Instead of using it to force a reunion, he chose to prioritize autonomy and emotional integrity. Here's how insiders say he responded. "I will not force my sons together under a threat of inheritance. I cannot accept this." Pause. Read that again. That's not the language of a man chasing headlines. That's the language of someone with a deep understanding of what true reconciliation means. It's the difference between heavy check mark wanting someone back in your life, cross mark forcing them through leverage. Which one leads to real connection? Think about your own relationships for a moment. Have you ever used money, guilt, or conditions to try to fix something broken? Yeah, me too. And if you're honest, most of us have. But Charles's response invites a new question. Is it better to plead for connection or to let love show up freely? We'll get deeper into that emotional crossroads soon. But first, let's rewind and take a closer look at how this modern royal saga unfolded. There's a reason this story has captured the world's attention. It reads like a soap opera mixed with history and heartbreak. Here's a simplified timeline to bring you up to speed. Mantelpiece clock before the rift. Harry and Meghan were vibrant members of the royal family. Tours, royal duties, millions watching. Then, cracks began to show. In early 2020, Harry and Meghan stepped back from senior royal duties. They moved to North America and began building their own path. That shifted dynamics, and not always in peaceful ways. Speaking had public statements and tensions. Both sides shared differing perspectives in interviews. Painful revelations were aired publicly. Emotions ran high, not just behind palace doors, but around the world. Rumors begin about a hidden clause in the Queen's will. The clause allegedly ties reconciliation to inheritance. Crown Charles's refusal. King Charles reportedly chooses not to enforce it. He emphasizes free will over coercion. Crazy, right? But what's even more fascinating is what this reveals about legacy. Not just of wealth, but of values, love, and family expectations. Let's break that down. Lightbulb, the real heart of the matter. Legacy over money. When most people think about inheritance, the first thought is usually money bag money, wealth, assets. But what happens when inheritance becomes about red heart healing relationships? That's where things get interesting. Small blue diamond, what is legacy really? Legacy isn't just what you leave behind. It's what you pass forward. For families everywhere, this means heavy checkmark traditions, heavy checkmark stories, heavy checkmark values, heavy checkmark connections, heavy checkmark unspoken expectations, heavy checkmark emotional inheritance. And here's the twist most of us miss. Emotional inheritance matters more than financial inheritance. Think about it. Would you rather leave your children a check or each other? Because money can be spent, but a healed family stays together forever. That thought alone is enough to make you wonder. Thinking face, have we lost sight of what truly matters in our own family dynamics? If that question hit home, hold on to it, because the next part might just change the way you think about forgiveness. Puzzle piece: why reconciliation can't be forced, even with royal money on the line. Let's unpack something crucial. Sparkles, you can't manufacture genuine reconciliation. Not with money, not with conditions, not with ultimatums. Why? Because real reconciliation requires heavy checkmark vulnerability, heavy checkmark empathy, heavy checkmark willingness, heavy checkmark time, heavy checkmark mutual understanding. You can offer these things, but you can't demand them. This is why King Charles's reported decision is so powerful, whether true or not. He didn't say, crossmark, you must reconcile or you get nothing. Instead, the sentiment was, heavy checkmark, I won't force you to reconcile under threat. That's leadership. That's compassion. That's surrendering control in hope of something greater. So let's ask the question every reader silently asks. Speech balloon, have you ever tried to fix a relationship with conditions? Lots of us have. And frankly, it rarely works. Because the moment you introduce a condition, you've shifted the focus from connection to transaction. And humans, especially emotional beings like you and me, don't heal through transactions. We heal through trust, time, and willingness. This brings us to something even deeper. Imagine your heart as a delicate piece of glass. When it breaks, it doesn't just snap back together. It scars. Now imagine someone handing you a check and saying, money with wings, take this and forget it happened. You wouldn't accept it because the issue wasn't money to begin with. Forgiveness is an internal journey. It's a process, not a payment. Here's why it's so hard. Small blue diamond pride. We forget how to be humble. Small blue diamond fear. We protect our hearts instead of opening them. Small blue diamond ego. We equate forgiveness with weakness. But here's the twist most people overlook. Forgiveness isn't about condoning the hurt. It's about releasing yourself. It's not saying, what you did was okay. It's saying, I am no longer letting this pain live in me. Now ask yourself, thought balloon, would you rather hold on to a grudge or hold on a peace? This isn't just royal stuff. It's human stuff. And it's universal. Speech balloon, what this royal story teaches us about our own lives. Here's the part that might hit you like a gut punch. Even in a family as wealthy and powerful as the British royal family, relationships still break. Wounds still happen. Healings still take time. If kings and princes struggle with forgiveness, what hope do the rest of us have? Good news, more than you think. Because what the Queen's supposed clause and Charles's reaction reveal isn't about money. It's about sparkles the courage to let go. Sparkles the discomfort of vulnerability. Sparkles the messy path of healing. Sparkles the freedom of forgiveness. And honestly, that's something every one of us can apply in our lives, whether we're dealing with siblings, spouses, parents, or old friends. If this article has stirred something in you, good. That means you're paying attention. Here are practical steps to begin repairing strained relationships. No inheritance clause needed. Small blue diamond 1. Start with self-reflection. Ask yourself, lightbulb, what hurt me the most? Lightbulb, what role did I play in this conflict? Light bulb, what do I need to feel whole again? Clarity is the first step toward healing. Curious how reflection leads to real change? Keep going. Small blue diamond 2. Choose vulnerability over victory. Sometimes we fight to be right instead of connected. Try saying, breaks ego, builds bridges. Small blue diamond 3. Communicate with compassion. Avoid blaming language. Instead say, speech balloon, when X happened, I felt Y. This opens doors instead of slamming them. Curious how compassion can change outcomes? Let's test it. Small blue diamond 4. Set healthy boundaries. Reconciliation doesn't mean you have to accept everything. Boundaries protect your peace, not punish others. Small blue diamond 5. Celebrate small steps. A text message. A phone call. A sincere apology. These are tiny miracles in disguise. Here's the biggest takeaway. Relationships don't heal because of consequences. They heal because of connection. No will, no clause, no shock headline. Just people trying, imperfectly, to love one another again. And if a king can choose love over leverage, then anyone can. What do you believe? Before you go, let me ask you this. Do you think reconciliation should ever be tied to financial gain? Can true forgiveness happen with conditions? Or does love, real love,